My name is Norman. Welcome and thanks for logging on. I'm going to give you a brief overview of Adobe Photoshop Elements 14 to get you started. So first of all, we'll open up the Welcome panel of Adobe Photoshop Elements 14, and at the bottom of the panel you have the option of going into the photo editor, the organizer, or the video editor if you have the premium version. But let's first of all go into the organizer. And here you see my panel of images already imported, and there's a zoom button slider here that you can make them smaller or larger to suit you. Before I import some images, let me just show you the outline of this panel. At the top left we have the import button where you can retrieve images from your files and folders on your hard drive, from your camera or card reader, or even from your phone. Now along the top of the menu bar we have the options of the eLive, which is the Adobe Online Information and News panel, which you can get lots of useful information and tutorials from this. But let's concentrate on the media panel, which is the organizer at the moment. And over on the left here, on the left panel, where my cursor is at the moment, you have the options of going into albums or folders, and these I've actually created as time has gone on. And at the very bottom you have the option to hide that panel if you so wish, or click it again to bring it back. And same applies to the panel on the right hand side, where at the moment I've got keywords highlighted, so I can click that and get rid of it and click it again to bring it back. And also here we have the instant fix, which we'll be using a little later. And one of the most important elements on the bottom panel here is the editor, which we'll be using as well shortly. And you have an undo button, which you'll find very useful. So let's get started and import some images from my hard drive. So we go to Import, and I'm going to take them from the top one, which is Files and Folders, which is your hard drive. And up comes this panel. And for quickness I'm going to select just those four at the top. And at the bottom of that panel there's a Get Media button which you press, and that brings them into the organizer as you see. I'm going to highlight those four images. Let's just make them a little bit bigger so you can see better. And over on the right hand side where the tags are, I've put some keywords in, and this one I've chosen to use is Demo. So on that tag I'm going to drag that over to the first of those images, and because they're all highlighted it will automatically select all of them. As you can see, that's just done that. And for more proof, if I just press this little square here, you'll see that they've all been tagged in. They're quite safe. And when I press that again, it shows all the images in the organizer, including those four that we've just imported. Now I'm going to just show you how to use the instant fix whilst we're still in the organizer panel. So if I click on the bottom icon here called instant fix, and I'm going to choose an image. So I'm going to choose the gull here, this picture of the birds. I click on it and press enter, and that makes it big in the panel there. And we'll use the crop button, and that automatically brings a panel up where you can stretch this and crop it to how you like. And we'll keep it in the same sort of format. I just missed that other bird's tail there. I'm happy with that, so I then press done. Now if we go back up to the grid, you'll see what's happened. This is the panel here, and that's the cropped image that I've just been working on. But over on the right here, in that panel, is the original image. This is what they call a version set. So that little arrow there, pressing to the left, brings it back to just the one image. But if you press to the right, you get the before and the after image. Now if you don't want to save that image, you just highlight it and press delete, and you get this little panel come up, and I'll remind you about this again, where it says also delete selected items from the hard disk. Well, we don't want to do that, so don't check that box. That will be fatal, and you'd lose your image from your hard drive. So in this case we'll just say OK. So we're now left with just the one image, the original image. Now we'll just take another image from this panel for the moment, just to show you another feature. So I'm going to pick on this girl with the red eyes and bring that into the editor and use the red eye fix. So if I just click that, it's done it immediately. So let's go back into the grid again, and I'll do the same here. There's the version set where you have the before and the after. So if I don't want to keep it, I just press delete, and again, don't check that box there, otherwise you're removed from your hard disk. So just press OK, and that just leaves the original image there. Right, now that we're going to go into the main editor now and work on an image. So let's choose an image from here. I'm going to choose these sticks. And at the bottom here you see the editor. And if I click on that, that'll open up the editor. And then we can show you how to do some work on this one. I'm going to use the quick section of this. And that only has a few tools to the left. If we were to go to the guided, that comes on live to show you how to do things. Or if you go to the expert, this is very similar to the professional version of Photoshop, where you have many more tools here and lots of options on the right here with effects, filters, styles and so on. So in this instance we're going to go to the quick section where I'm going to apply something to this image here. So I think what we'll do now, we'll go to the colour and just show you this panel here. You can just hover over this and it shows you the different effects that will happen. That's this one here, and if I go there it's even more psychedelic. And to the top left that would be black and white. So we don't want to keep that, so you go to the undo button and that brings it back to its original. So that's that one. So now we're going to go to the expert folder, but first of all we'll go back into the organizer. You can click on it at the bottom here on the left, and we're going to pick St. Mark's Square in Venice and work on this image here because it was a cloudy day and I'd like to put some blue sky in there. Oops, let me just go back onto that again. So in this instance we go to the editor and we go to the expert mode, and here we're going to apply something a little bit different. Over on here on the left hand side where it says select, we're going to use the magic wand. You have two options, as you can see on the bottom here, the magic wand or the quick selection tool, but in this case we use the magic wand, and I'm just going to select the sky. So you just click the sky and you'll see the marching ants are all around the edges of that tower and the building here on the right. Now I happen to have chosen blue colour on my swatch here, and I've now got to go into what they call the gradient tool, which is this one, and at the bottom you have the options. So it's going to go from blue to white gradually. And you can alter the opacity on here, but I think 100% will be okay. So all you do now is to drag this little cross down from the top to the bottom and let go, and there you have, I deselect this, and there you have your imported blue sky. Those are some of the tricks you can do in the expert mode. So I'll just close that image, and I don't want to save it, and again I'll close, don't save that one either. So we go back into the grid on the organizer. It automatically goes into the organizer when you closed it. So there's just a few tips on getting started with Photoshop Elements 14. If you would like to learn more and wish to go to my website, you can click on my web address here, phototutoruk.com, and I shall be very pleased to give you any help on a one-to-one tuition to suit your timetable. Thank you for watching.